It's July 1st, and that means it's summer camp. The project that I told myself I was going to do this summer that I'm not sure is actually possible. I'm going to start my new co-authoring project with a friend, as well as continuing the edits that I said I was going to do last month.
I don't know if I'm playing these games anymore.
Hi and welcome to the channel. I am a romance and fantasy author. I'm currently working on an Opposites Attract contemporary romance, as well as a dark academia about a professor and investigator who are both teaming up to solve the mystery of a creature. Honestly, it still needs work. Okay.
Just do each chapter would be a new document.
So I just finished having a really good chat with my co-author, and she and I were trying to decide how to start the first chapters of each of our characters' points of views. So I think I'm gonna write like a very brief kind of outline. I had one in my, like, we discussed it, and then I thought I took notes, but I was supposed to transcribe those notes, and then I think ultimately I may have lost those notes, but anyways, I think I'll figure it out. I still have some of the ideas in my head. Today, what I want to do is start this month right, okay? But that means I have to finish this first chapter of this brand new story, or at least get something on the page. I'm hoping for the first 1,000 words. I have a lot of goals for this quarter. The first one being that I'm gonna do a summer camp, and what that means is I'm gonna just focus for these 2 months of July and August, and really hone in. I'm gonna aim for 100 hours in the manuscript, but I really would like to do more than that, but 100 would be the bare minimum, and that is a lot. But I will have September off because I am going to a writing conference in September, so I know that with travel it'll mess my schedule up a little bit, and then in October I will be going on vacation. So for like 2.5 weeks I will not be writing, and I will not be thinking about writing. But when I come back, I have to jump into NaNoWriMo. So that week in October, the time that I do write, will just be prep for a new novel. So that's pretty much throwing October out the window. So September I do have some writing that I can do, and so that will just be me finishing up hopefully all the things that I can get to accomplish for summer camp. Okay, so I cannot find the notes that I took regarding this story, so I'll just have to make it up. Okay. Okay. Annoying. I'm truly believing in color theory because I feel like this shirt doesn't look good on me. I like the way it fits, but I feel like it makes my skin horrible. But okay. Update. It's 2:30. I just finished my 30-minute break. I needed one. I've been working since 12:20 all the way till 2, and I have like the first chapter kind of set out. So it's not like a proper chapter, and then this is like chapter 2, but it's just more of an outline actually. And so I think I'm kind of set for this afternoon. So I'm gonna go upstairs, I'm gonna take a little break, and then I want to submit my edits to KT, and that is draining. So I think I'm gonna do that next. And if I come up with a chapter, or if I decide that like I want to start drafting, I'm gonna do it later tonight. I'm not gonna do it today.
Make a vlog just feels so real, and this is why I think the Insta360 Go Ultra kind of wins over the. For the next part of this comparison, for a split second, how sturdy and durable.
It's 7 a.m. on July 4th, and I really have to work on my chapter for the co-authoring project. Let's see what I can get done. I've been at it for an hour, and I think I added a total of like 100 words. Girl, this is so hard. Oh man, okay, I got dressed because I'm so excited that my hard drive arrived, I ordered something so I can start editing properly, because I think I fully am committed to actually posting this. Like, I truly wasn't sure, but now, fuck yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna be a content creator online and I'm gonna talk about my writing. Yeah, anyways, 4th of July, head staying up polished, blue shorts, looking like an American flag out here. Not that we have too much to be proud of, but I'm just always happy for the days off and the extra time I have with my baby. This is a great way to start the morning. But I just have to say, I am struggling so hard to get the writing down for the co-authoring project. It's more that I don't know what's really happening. I know my parts, but I don't know the love interest, and that actually really hurts like a lot. Like, it really, really deeply affects my writing. Made me realize. So it kind of sucks to not know like those lovebirds and what kind of like, I don't know what kind of character the main love interest is going to be. And therefore I don't know what qualities to give my own character. And I think that's the main issue, because I like to have them both as two things that are like opposing, and that's how I like to do things. So we'll see. But yeah, video.
Just saw Mexico lose to England. That sucks. Okay, so I want to introduce you to a little book that I have. It is just a book I think I got from Dollar Tree, and I've used this in so many ways, mostly to just jot down ideas, and pretty much I use this as like a catch-all, so it's like very sloppy, but I have some pretty important things in here as well that sometimes I transfer out, but here's the plan I came up with. So here we are. This is like the loose plan that I have for the next 2 months. And I'm hoping seriously that I can adhere to this, but I do think some of this is a bit ambitious. But better to aim too high and fall short than, you know, have very weak goals to start. So I want to finish the edits for KT this month, and hopefully polish it just enough for the September conference, because I do hope that when I go, I can talk confidently about the story, and if something happens, I can actually have that thing ready for submission. Okay, then I'm going to be starting the project with my co-author. In August, I want to actually ideally finish KT so that I can start up a new project, and that's something that I've been working on just maybe like 3 months total, and that was of last year. And that's another project called WTDF, and that one has an outline pretty much of the whole story, except I got to the middle and I tried to force my way through and I burnt myself out. So I stopped drafting that project, and I hate that I did that, because now I don't have something to go back and reread and polish. I actually have to finish the story, and that sucks. So I'm hoping that in August I can actually fully complete the story. Then I'm gonna set aside KT and hopefully come back to it maybe towards the end of the month, and maybe even submit it for beta reading. And then of course I'm going to continue the project with my friend. And that is the plan. That is summer camp. So in a nutshell, I want to finish my main project and get started on a project I already began, and hopefully finish that out as well. So that come September, when I am ready to go to the conference, I just have to do like minor housekeeping.
Okay, so I was on TikTok for 45 minutes when I should have been writing. Okay, let's be real. Today is the day that I owe my chapter, and I cannot be playing these games anymore. This long weekend really messed me up, bro.
Am I PM messy? Why do I feel like this? Overall, I'll say that this first week of July isn't my strongest. It's a bit of a blur if I'm honest, but I think that starting tomorrow, the 8th, the beginning of the second week is going to be so much better. I have more time alone to write, and I won't be bogged down by just, like doing chores and going out and, the soccer game, because the US is out, Mexico is out. Who cares? I'm not going to pay attention anymore. So, yeah, it is time to write. I had my to-do list here, and I only got 1 out of 4 things complete. And the last one is submit the chapter that I owe. And if you're watching this, I know you're probably never going to watch this, but I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry that I submitted it late. And late by my own design, because I'm the one who came up with this. But we'll catch up, I swear it. I just came from picking up some food, driving home now, and today is a designated self-care day. I do not think that I will be doing too much writing. Oh my god, a whole family of geese is crossing the road. How cute. Shit, you know what? I love them because they have wings. They don't really have to do that. It's like so much effort, I think, but why not? Use your free will, You don't have to fly just because you can. You can use your wings. You can use your little legs. Anyways, so I am just finished picking up Panda Express. It is definitely like the best cheap food option we have in this area, so I'm very excited to eat it. I'm not gonna lie. We had a really good breakfast, and then I think I've used most of my day to be on TikTok and think about writing, and then the thinking part has been very little, and then mostly I have actually been calculating my numerology numbers. Interestingly enough, there are some that I did not know about before, which are like your attitude number, which is like the month, and your day. So that's interesting. And apparently I'm a 9, which 9 shows up pretty often in my numbers, so that's interesting. And it also gave me like a personal year number, so for 2026, which I didn't know that was a thing. And dude, I got number 1. Ooh, I love that. I love that for me. 1 is a start. 1 is the beginning, And from coming from tarot and knowing a little bit about numerology, I think that's like a good sign. And I feel like I've had nothing but good signs come my way. That's actually pretty exciting. Like, I feel like truly, this is my year. Like, it's mine for the taking. And if I fail, it's because I've done it to myself. So I can't let myself fail. That's the reality. I have so many opportunities that are coming my way, and I have to be ready. And that is my motto for the rest of the summer. Be ready. I have to be ready for any opportunity, because that could be the moment. That could be the moment. And I'm really excited by all that potential. So yeah. Anyhow, I think that's my update for now. If I get any writing done, it won't be until later on tonight. And I'm okay with that. I just do need to submit this today, because if I just push it off till tomorrow, I will feel really bad. I already feel bad that I'm late, but I just did not feel well today. I feel like I felt like ass this morning. And I am feeling so much better now, but yeah, hopefully when I get home, I get to it. I'm all for trying to make the best of the day. That's something that I need to practice at, because sometimes I'm like, oh, well, the morning is gone, therefore the rest of the day is kind of a wash, and then I don't do anything, and that's like not a good mentality to have, I think. So I should be able to just go with the flow. So yeah, I'm gonna do that today. Mark my words. Okay, I just woke up. It is 9:49 a.m. on Wednesday. I need to get this chapter done. Last night, I actually wrote for about 40 minutes, and I finished the first scene and like half of the second scene. I'm so excited because it was the most progress I've done, and it was literally right before bed. So this chapter's a coming. It's a coming, I promise you. And then I'll be free. I'll be free as the bird. So let me just get into it. That's it. I need to put my eyes on the screen. Before anything. It's really time to get to work now. Okay, let's get into it. Welcome to my cozy setup. So this is where I work from when I don't want to be at my desk or work from that counter. Honestly, I've been finding more and more distractions at my desk, so I'm not even sure if it's a good place for me to like write anymore, if I'm honest. But here I have my blanket and I'm very cozy. I don't have a lot of distractions, which is good because I can't afford to have any. I am working on the first chapter of this co-authoring book. I'm at the last scene. And this scene is so important because it sets up the entire book. This is where they see the creature that they're going to be chasing for the rest of the novel. I don't even know what it looks like, okay? I don't know. I have a lot of thinking to do, and part of me wants to just like, blah it out, you know? And I think I did that for some other things. I ended up working out. I need to just write. If I speak out the scene, it makes sense, but I don't know why I can't just write it out. In a nutshell, this is a dark academia romance about a professor turned headmaster and an investigator. So the story does not revolve around the students. It actually revolves around the teachers. So this is like, you know, our spin on it, our take on it, and it's going to be like a mystery. A student died the semester previous when there's like another creature, like a magical creature gets loose. The school is so afraid of like bad publicity and scaring the public and students as well that they start an investigation secretly while they try to capture this very dangerous creature. And so they hire this guy. In the midst of that, there's like some romance between the principal, which is Omri. Omri is my character. So between Omri and the investigator, who doesn't have a name yet. And right now, like, my co-author's process is completely different from mine, and she has nothing set up. So for her, she has to write the story for her to like learn more about the characters. For me, it's the complete opposite. The story means almost nothing to me if I don't know who the characters are. So I've known about Omri, like I've vision board him, like I know his backstory. I know a lot of things about him since May, like when we decided we were going to do this and we were going to start in July. I already knew I need to start thinking about him as a real person, as a real character, before I can start writing. And so I think I got a lot of things in terms of his attitude, how he carries himself, what are his interests, like he's a botanist and he likes being in the forest and he's more of a loner. It's not that he's antisocial or that he's quiet, but more that he's not gonna be the first person to speak in a room, right? He's more just like, he has like this more composed, maybe quiet power that has like, some students are always, I think, intrigued by him, but they're not necessarily, he doesn't feel like someone that can just like easily chat with, because maybe he's not someone that easily engages. So he'll just give like curt answers, you know, maybe one of his favorite students or students that he knows very well through his classes. I think that those students are going to be the ones that are the most close to him. And because I want the school to be kind of like alternative where not everyone's taking the same class, they can choose. So I want that his class is one of the least popular classes. So there are not a lot of students that feel like they really know him. And now that he becomes principal, a lot of the students are going to try to get to know the new principal. And the students that already knew him feel like, you know, they feel a little bit bigger than all the other students. I'm excited about the dynamics with the students themselves. I feel like that's really interesting. I'm just excited about this, like this project. I've never considered dark academia as something that I would ever, you know, write. It's just not something I even read, to be honest. But I wanted that this project be something that I would not write by myself. I'm really nervous about submitting this first chapter to her, but hopefully she doesn't hate me and she doesn't hate the slugs, man. Because if she don't like the slugs, that would suck. I really like the slugs. I added banana slugs into the story. And they're like a core way of communication in this magic universe. I don't know. I wonder what she thinks. Excuse the lumpy, uneven buns, but it's important. I'm 99% done with the chapter. I am just like one paragraph away from finishing the first chapter. I'm so excited. Thank you so much to my co-author for being so incredibly patient with me. I got a phone call right before the end, and it was hitting that time that I was like, I can't do this. I can't write no more, because I needed to take a lunch break. I skipped breakfast. I didn't even have coffee. So I just need to hopefully get some energy so I can pour it back into the manuscript. I'm going to have some lunch. I'm going to make some coffee. I'm going to write those damn last 3 sentences. Maybe I'll take a break, a little breather, and then I'm going to go back and reread the entire chapter. Technically, I think it's about 3 scenes. And so, you know, I'll just see, you know, see if it makes any damn sense. Okay? That's the most important part.
Cheers. I'm gonna be ready for the rest of the day now. Very quick update. It's 8:15 and I still have not finished or gone through the things that I have written. So I've been procrastinating slash, yeah, pretty much procrastinating. But I did have a chat with a girlfriend. We have these scheduled every Wednesday. So that was always going to happen. But then I took a break for eating, and then I did some research for my trip in New York, etc., etc. But now I'm getting back into it. I must say that reading the first part, I think it's pretty good. Does it need improvement? Yes. I think probably getting towards the bottom, it would need more help. But yeah, I think it's okay. It's 10:53. I just finished editing the first scene of chapter 1. And I'm so tapped out. Like, I'm genuinely so exhausted. The good news is I actually like it. Like, I think it's pretty good. The bad news is there's 2 scenes in that one chapter, and I still need to look through the second part. And I don't know that I can make it tonight. So I think I might just post up this first part and then wake up tomorrow, finish the second part, and post that. But yeah, I'm just so tired. But I would say it's still a successful day. In total, I worked 4.5 hours. So that's a lot.
for this project, but it needs, I think, at least another 2 to 3 hours, I think, for me to finish that next part. Editing just takes a long time for me. I do make a lot of changes. In terms of like flow, I think that's what matters to me the most when I read something. I also read the chapter aloud, so it just has to have a certain rhythm to it. And I think I succeeded with the first one, so I have to give it another go and start reading the second part. But I don't think that with how tired I am, I'd be very good at it. So I might just have to skip it for now.
Okay, so it is past midnight, and yeah, I just got the first part up, and I told her I'm gonna put in the second part tomorrow morning. So hopefully she's gentle on me. And honestly, this just teaches me that I have to start working on these chapters much sooner than I think I do, because it takes me a really long time. Tomorrow morning I'm gonna wake up with vigor, I promise.
It is 12 p.m. I have not written at all today. I've been on a really bad TikTok doom scrolling situation. So, yeah, my whole morning is wasted. I still have to edit the first chapter, and I need to just get to it. Hopefully, I can get that done ASAP. Update, 1 hour later, I have read the first few sentences over and over again, and I haven't gotten anywhere. I just need to edit this and post it and be done with it, and it's going to be such a relief. I already shared with her the first scene, but she needs to know how this ends so she can start her chapter. And I'm just like, I'm not mentally well. I really am not. Honestly, I spent a lot of time. I spent more time shopping for a phone that didn't have any access to the internet than I did actually working on this. Because I'm like, the problem is that I doom scrolled. Whoa, solve my doom scrolling. Having a phone that I can't do that on. And then I did a lot of research, and then it was fun. But also, I should just be writing. That's it. That's the solution to my problems. Chapter 1 finally posted. Yay. Literally took me all freaking day, but I did it. It's done. Is the last paragraph in parentheses and just stage directions? Yes, indeed. But it's done. And that